Hello, if you're new to my channel, my name is Elizaveta Boals and I am a bookkeeper for construction business owners, and on this channel I share some business tips, some strategies, do's and don'ts, mostly for contractors but also for entrepreneurs like me and you, or future business owners, so you can save time, you can grow your company and make more money. So today's video is going to be focused on people who are just starting out their business and maybe they're having some tough times. Maybe they need to know that they're not alone. I will share some tips on what has worked for my business and what has not. To begin, it may sound very cheesy, but I built my business because I wanted to make something for myself, something that nobody could take away from me, something that I have started on my own. Something that will help me stay most present with my daughter. We all have big dreams, and like for many of us, that doesn't always pan out the way that we all planned it in our heads. And I wanted to create something that I could be proud of, where I no longer needed to depend on anyone. So when I finally decided to start my business, I studied as much as I could and I devoted my time to do my research. And mind you, I had zero knowledge about sales and marketing. On top of wanting to create something for myself, I also wanted to spend time with my daughter. I grew up in a very tight-knit Russian family, so I know firsthand how important it is to put family first above everything else. And I didn't want to miss any of those, important moments and the milestones that the way that others do because they absolutely have to stay away, 9 to 5. So lastly, I wanted to have a business that would be very flexible so that when life happens, like a pandemic or a heartbreak or whatever it is, you can take a break when you can, work more later, work less, or even move to a different city when it comes to that. I often speak about allowing your business to run for you, not against you. And I feel like if your business is too dependent on you, on time, on location, you're working yourself to the point that you're not even able to take a break. And that means something needs to be fixed because it's not much different from just having a job. So this is exactly what my business became for me. Now, running a business isn't for the faint of heart, that's for sure. In fact, when I started my remote bookkeeping business, most people thought I was crazy because I had zero sales and marketing experience. I didn't know how to use social media properly other than to use it, to post pictures. In fact, I ended up committing a lot of business mistakes that I thought were enough for me to quit at the time. And you can check out my video on those mistakes. But I didn't let those hardships stop me. The lack of knowledge was easily fixed by studying more, reading, and doing more research. So the hard part, however, was convincing people to trust me with their books without even ever meeting me in person. I'll let you all on just one little secret of mine. My first client only came after 4 months in business. And then my second and third client after 8 months in business. So our mindset has to be stronger than our reality. And my reality was not having a client for 4 months. And when I signed that first client, I swear to you, I cried my eyes out. It meant that this whole thing can work. It will work. It was working. And that was, 16 weeks of zero income from that business. Good thing I had another job at a time, but I had to teach myself to be strong and to look at my daughter as my source of motivation. When you train your mindset to be as strong as your why, you'll be able to get through pretty much anything. That's what I feel like. Was there a time you almost threw the towel in? Leave me some comments. My business turned out to be pandemic proof, and this isn't to rub salt into others' wounds whose businesses were really affected last year, nor does this discount the fact that some even had to file for bankruptcy, and it is absolutely devastating. Even though construction industry got hurt, it's actually one of those industries that managed to pivot and thrive the best as it could at a time when many businesses just started shutting down one after another. I've read an article from North Insulation. The construction industry was able to bounce back even stronger this year. That's what they mentioned in it. The North Insulation's head of market and business intelligence said that it was like construction was in suspended animation for a year, and now demand is back, prices are increasing, investment is high, and order books are well filed, there is no question that this is a strong long-term positive recovery. The forecasts are more positive than we expected, and output levels of 2019 will already be in place by the end of 2021. 1 year of economic pain for 2 years of economic gain. Nobody could have anticipated that in 2020. So those are pretty big words, right? So because of my huge experience in restaurant business industry, that was my initial idea what to focus on. Am I glad I didn't do that? The heartbreak of just so many restaurants closing is unbelievable. Unlike the restaurant industry that did not fare so well, construction kept on going, and this is one of the reasons that my business kept on going at the same time. One of the toughest positions of being in business is the overwhelming task list. We go through it every single day. It almost feels like we escaped our 9-to-5s only to worry about our tasks about 24/7. Does it ever seem like you just can't quite catch a break? You wake up and the first thing you grab is your phone, you answer a ton of emails, then you plan out your day, then maybe in the middle of the day you project manage, you check on your team, you go through meetings, and when you come home and have to spend countless hours, solving problems, maybe sitting behind a computer doing estimates and books, you go ahead and plan the next day all over again, and it seems like it never ends, doesn't it? Well, that's definitely one of the hardships of owning a business, and we all know that. It can be difficult, but benefits, I feel like, always outweigh the challenges. One of the benefits is flexible time. For example, I'm not tied to the desk and can schedule when I can work or take my time off while my team is taking care of business. I'm also able to spend time with my family, be there for every milestone in my daughter's life. Another bonus is that you can control your income. Typically, when you work from 9 to 5, you can work more than your hours and still earn the same income. But when, your hourly income stays the same, but when you run a business, you can control how much you earn. So, want more money? Get more clients or adjust your pricing. I know it's not always as easy as it sounds, but at least you have options. Besides, you're your own boss, I don't think that needs further explanation. And you can make a lasting impact. In a 9 to 5, it's very rare to make a massive impact unless you're successfully, risen up the ranks and you're much closer to decision making. And in your business, you can choose what kind and how much of the impact you'd like to make. Leave me some comments. What other advantages have you experienced from running your own business? Isn't that the absolute best feeling in the world when you know you've helped your clients? If there's one thing I'm good at, it's developing systems, not just for my own business, but for clients' business as well. Clients often come to me to fix a mess, whether it's financial mess or simply a mess in the books that needs to be cleaned up. And systems are important, but it's often the first thing that business owners overlook. And I get it. It's because as owners, we're itching to earn our first profit. Trust me, I was there. When I started my business, I experienced some problems that affected my business in its early stages. The most common things I've had at the beginning were that I didn't have enough clients and I didn't have enough funds. I felt the need to fix those two problems ASAP. I hassled. My main focus was to book as many clients as possible without setting systems in place first. And when I finally got clients, I took on too much too quick. Then I felt just extremely overwhelmed. Not having those systems in place at the start shook things up a bit for me. So here's what I've realized. If you truly want to earn money, you'll need a system in place so you can make the business work for you, not against you. To earn more, you need to scale. And for you to scale, you need a system. Do you see where I'm going with this? Still early on, when I realized that I'm going to be struggling very, very soon if I don't create a system, I did it, and that allowed me to scale and hire the right people. And so instead of worrying about my business 24/7, I made sure that I had financial capacity to outsource and hire people who could help me run things. I didn't also give up and made sure my mindset stays strong. That's one of the biggest things. I know sometimes we want to be in denial for that. We think we're strong enough to handle anything. But as I said, I had a lot of reasons to quit, especially when I spent an entire quarter not earning any income from the business. But diamonds are formed under pressure, and that's exactly how I kept my business alive. Another thing I did, I listened. Most times clients tell me that they always get a diagnosis from financial advisors without knowing exactly what needs to be fixed. I learned to put my ego aside, listen to my clients so I know specifically what I can help them with, even if it means directing them to someone else who could. I also focused on my goals. The saying, eyes on the prize, could ring truer. Beyond a steady mindset, I made sure I set smart goals, got clear on them, and stuck with them no matter what happened. I definitely took risks. I wasn't reckless, but I also took calculated risks. One of them was pivoting right before the pandemic started, and the risk really paid off. I stayed consistent. Most businesses fail because they get complacent after their first profit. But with my goals in mind, I stayed consistent and made sure I didn't allow for things to fall through the cracks. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you could relate with a thing or two of the reasons that I mentioned on here. I'd love to hear what you think. Did you start your business similarly to why I did? What were the things that you did right? Please leave some comments, like this video, subscribe to our channel so we could reach more people who might find this helpful.